Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very unorthodox episode even, of the Wrestling Matters podcast. My name is Anthony Walker. Hope you guys are well. And this episode will go out on Monday, all being well, touch wood. Today's episode is going to be a little different than normal, because I got not one, not two, but three things to talk about today, and they're all wrestling shows. Evolve, AEW, Extreme Rules. Now, the version you're seeing right now, it may be edited a little different today, because I'm going to do these two now, and then as I'm doing this little bit right now, then Extreme Rules and everything. So the scenery you're seeing right now may be a little different. It may be a little different. But I'm going to do these two parts that I'm doing. I'm going to put it all into one, and then I'll put it out as normal. So, I managed to check out Evolve and AEW over the weekend. And I have to say, I was impressed with Evolve. And AEW, okay, pretty cool. It was a pretty cool show. And pretty cool venue too. But Evolve was a great show, don't get me wrong. But compare the two, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say which one was best, because I like both. I'm a wrestling fan, for Christ's sake. But the thing is, with me, there was some predictability in the Evolve show, particularly in the main event. Adam Cole and Tozawa. So I'm going to go based on what I remember. I'm not going to do this, it's not going to be like a 2-hour thing with this one, guys. It's not going to be a 2-hour thing, a 2-hour show or anything like that with all these three in. I'm trying to keep it under 1 hour max. So 1 hour is the limit of the show, hopefully. If I have to go into overtime, I'll do it, but I don't want to. But yeah, so I'm going to give you the best that I can give you. So Evolve, which was the 10th anniversary, which was Evolve 131. It started off with Josh Briggs, who came out claiming that he wanted an opportunity. We managed to get one with his match. Anthony Green was his opponent. And this was a hard-hitting match. It really was. A very hard-hitting way to kick off the show. And I'm telling you this right now, Josh Briggs is a major player. This guy's a monster. And later on, he obviously made his crystal clear of what he wants to do, because he's after that Evolve title. I'll get to that later on. And he came out and he used his power, although Green did take it to him as well. They both went back and forth. It was a hard-hitting match. Chokeslam right on the edge of the apron as well, with from Briggs. Briggs is a monster, man. And Briggs managed to get the victory with a heart, after hitting the M6, which is his finishing move. Look out for Josh Briggs, man. I think he's going to be he's a future Evolve champion. I've now watched that much of Evolve. I think I might have to start watching it a little bit more. But yeah, Josh Briggs is a monster. And Anthony Green took it to him, man, but Josh was just too much. He's a big dude. And he was absolutely superb in this match. And both were great match to kick off the actual show. Backstage, Joe Gacy and somebody who you are very familiar with, wrestling fans, Eddie Kingston, were backstage, claiming that they are unstoppable as tag team champions. The group that they are in, the team that they're in, apparently this is the team that dethroned the now newly crowned NXT Tag Team Champions. I believe is it Street Profits? Yeah, who won the belts, the Evolve titles from them, and they claim to be unstoppable. Were they unstoppable? Well, I'll get to their match in a minute. Stephen Wolf defeated Kurt Stallion, Harlem Bravado, and Sean Maluta in a 4-way. Don't be surprised if you see some of these in 205. That's if 205 still around. Or if not 205, maybe NXT. Because these guys are good. Evolve's got some talent, man. And these four, high impact, high flying offense, back and forth stuff. And then Wolf manages to get the victory on Harlem Bravado with a pinfall after a 450 splash. It's hard to keep up. It was hard to keep up in the match. And it was a great match. No doubt. And like I say, don't be surprised if you see these guys, some of these guys in either 205 or NXT. I would prefer NXT because from the rumours that I'm getting, I don't think 205 is going to be lasting very much longer. Arturo, I hope I said that right. Ruos, I hope I said that right, defeated Anthony Henry. He hit him with the reverse roundhouse kick to pin him. Good match. Nothing big in that one, but all right. Brandy Lauren defeated Blackheart in a no disqualification match. Oh, women can fight, let me tell you. These women can fight, and like I said, don't be surprised if you see some of this roster in the like I say, in the upcoming going to the main roster, because Evolve and WWE have a partnership going together, and it's good stuff, man. Evolve is good stuff. Bob Artundi, I hope I said that right, or pronounced that right, defeated Colby Corino. Yeah, Colby Corino. You might recognise him. Steve Corino's son got beaten up. Just basically splashed him and got the victory. I think that was a squash match, if I'm being honest with you, but anyway, what do I know? And then after the match, the Unwanted came out. Eddie Kingston said that they got to the top the right way, unlike Babatundi. But yeah, the Unwanted, which is Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy, defended the World Tag Team Championships, the Evolve Tag Team Championships, in a great tag team match, back and forth stuff. But AR Fox and Leon Ruff defeated them and became the new champions. That was a little predictable for me, because it was a big show, wasn't it? It's the anniversary show, and when it comes to big anniversary shows, usually stuff like that really happens. Whether it's on Raw, whether it's on SmackDown, whether it's in NXT, big anniversary shows, usually they have something to go with, an impact, if you will. And yeah, no surprises in that one for me. Will the Unwanted probably get the belts back? I don't know on that one, but great tag team match, back and forth stuff, and then it was a good standard tag team match. It really was. Very good standard tag team match. I enjoyed it. And AR Fox won the 450 splash onto Kingston after Ruff put Gacy through a table on the outside, taking him out, taking advantage of it and getting the victory. And they celebrated in the ring, and rightfully so. 10th anniversary, they win the World Tag Team titles as well. Now for one of the main events. A hard-hitting match, as you knew it would be. I wouldn't mind seeing this match again, if I'm being honest with you. Matt Riddle and Drew Gulak, the current Drew Gulak being the current WWE Cruiserweight Champion. This guy's good. These two match, and if Triple H is watching this, you might want to think about putting these two on NXT and having a match on TakeOver, because these two can go. Apparently these two were in a team in Evolve. 99% of the roster then ended up in NXT, or a good portion of the roster that ended up in NXT came through Evolve. Most of them came through Evolve. Matt Riddle and Drew Gulak being one of them. And I believe they stole the show in this match, but that's an arguable claim as well, because there was another couple of matches after that. There was another match after that as well, which I'll get to in a second, which had a claim as well, in my opinion. But yeah, you can understand it. It was a hard-hitting classic, in my opinion. Not the best match of the year candidate. It was definitely up there as matches of the year, but it was, just a hard-hitting match as you knew it would be. As most of Matt Riddle matches are, if I'm being honest with you. Riddle did reverse the Gulak submission hold into the Bro Derek to get the pinfall, and afterwards Gulak took to the mic and talked about how much he respects Matt Riddle, because them two used to be in a team together in Evolve. They were part of a faction in Evolve together, and some good memories out of that match in the end afterwards. Austin Theory defeated JD Drake in a winner-takes-all match, and he's now the undisputed Evolve champion because he won the WWE title and the Evolve World title as well. That was after a surprise appearance by one Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman came out as well, and he did the ring announcing for the match. He personally asked to be there at that show, because normally when they ask him to appear on shows like this, he doesn't usually do it. But he personally asked to be there, and he was there as a surprise. These two went all out in this match, back and forth stuff, and JD Drake, for someone of the size of him, I swear he's about 300 pounds, maybe less than that, maybe 290, somewhere around about that. He hasn't got the best shape, he's not the six-pack guy or anything like that. This guy could go, dude. He could go in a ring, and he took Theory to the limit, dude. Absolutely took him to the limit. Theory hit his finishing move to get the pin and retain the Evolve title and win the WWE title and became, the undisputed champion. But this was a really, really good match, and it's out with this one on Matt Riddle to claim for the match of the night, in my opinion. Unbelievable match between these two, and you know what? When I'm done with this podcast, I might go and watch that match again because I really enjoyed it. Gulak and Riddle and Theory and JD Drake, a couple of classic matches right there. Don't be surprised if you see them in the match of the year. And then after the match, like I said earlier on, Austin Theory cuts a promo, putting over Evolve Wrestling. The lights went out, and Josh Briggs came up from behind and made his statements clear that he wants to be Evolve champion and he's coming for the Evolve title. So, if Austin Theory thought he had his hands full with JD Drake, yeah, I think he's got his hands even more full with Josh Briggs, because that dude is a monster. He's an absolute monster. But yeah, looking forward to seeing that match. I'm looking forward to seeing more work of Josh Briggs. I really like the guy. Don't be surprised if you see him in a year or two in WWE. Maybe in NXT's, because he can be a big deal. And then the predictable match afterwards, even though it was a good match, don't get me wrong, but it was predictable. Adam Cole defeats Tozawa to retain the NXT Championship. I think he hit him with the last shot as well to pin him, and Cole, that is. But Gargano came out during the match to get on Cole's case, but that didn't phase Adam Cole. I think there's something still going on between them two in NXT, and I think they're building up for maybe Gargano reclaiming the championship from Adam Cole at some point. When, I don't know. But at some point, like I said, this feud between them two is far from over. But like I say, it was a good match. Tozawa took Cole to the limit, but it was predictable in the end. I don't see Triple H allowing Adam Cole to lose the title on a non-NXT show. Plus, Tozawa's not even in NXT. Tozawa's in 205 Live. So even though that's Triple H, that's been run by Triple H himself, a 205 wrestler with the NXT title, I don't know. It would confuse things. So, and plus, like I said, there still seems to be something going on between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano still. There could be another rematch down the road, and Gargano may very well end up getting his belt back or becoming champion again, becoming a 2-time NXT champion. I don't know where they're going with that. To be honest with you, I wish Triple H would put the tag belts on the Undisputed Era and give maybe Roderick Strong the North American title and have all 4 of these guys with all the belts in the company. You know, have them dominate the company like say a Horseman did back in the day and everything, and have all the belts on there as well. That's what they should do. That's what Triple H should do. But will it happen? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was Evolve. Great show, not bad, and I will be definitely checking out more Evolve down the road as well. I did check out their YouTube channel more often, but you know, I want to check out more Evolve stuff because I really like Evolve. I really do. It's good shit. Now for the other part.
Silver King in the house here. Bro, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. WWE making some strides.
Good show.
Should we be this excited as my voice sounds now? For Sunday night
very
show?
Good show.
Well, I don't know if we should ever be as excited as you get.
I think it's all build up
to
their next show because their mega show.
But this is going to be a good show. I mean, it's a solid match card, top to bottom. Excited at there's 10 of them. Excited at what we're going to get. It's not overloaded like we get sometimes for a SummerSlam where we get 16 matches.
Sonny Kiss in the pre-show.
Not enough people are on the show.
Sonny Kiss
major titles being defended, and most of the major superstars
Sonny Kiss, whatever
his name is. So it's not a SummerSlam, it's not a WrestleMania, but Extreme Rules generally delivers, and I think this year is going to be another
case
really
of that. Big in that one.
And
according to this website that I'm reading this off right now, it was great.
The connection all there, but timing-wise, I feel like there's at least a little bit of pressure on WWE proper for this weekend show, considering the recent news. Paul Heyman
Britt Baker
running the creative side of Raw. Eric Bischoff going to be starting, I think, in a week, running the creative side of SmackDown. We've seen a little bits of changes mixed with that old-school Vince McMahon flavor. So you could say, Adam, that this show, if we're going to be super optimistic, could be the first day of the rest of our lives as WWE admirers, watchers, critics, fans.
Or the last day of the first half of our lives, either way, because, like you said, there may well be a new starting point for WWE on Monday as they move into the Fox deal for SmackDown, their new USA Network deal.
Yeah, right. That was sorry, I just got this website. There was a video on the website. My bad. That I'm reading this from. There was a video on the website there. My bad, guys. Right. So yeah, Sonny Kiss defeats Peter Avalon in the buy-in, as well as the buy-in for the tag match, which was Shoku Nakajima, I hope I said that right, and the debut B. Priestley taking on Britt Baker and Rio. And that was a good match. That got according to this website, that got a grade C. This website, man, cbssports.com. Apparently they give grades out, but anyway. Nakajima and Priestley got the victory. And Nakajima's one for the future, man. She was impressive in this tag match. And there seems to be some beef between Dr. Britt Baker and B. Priestley because they started brawling after the match. So I don't know whether that's Britt Baker's sore loser or anything like that. I don't know. So don't be surprised if you saw them two, Baker and Priestley, go at it all out. I would imagine that's where they're ending up with that one. 6-man tag to kick off the actual show. We saw MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears. Now this one's interesting to me. They defeated Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin, who had that amazing match with Cody Rhodes on the last show, where he nearly broke his back after taking that bump on the ring apron. This was a little amazing to me. It was a good 6-man tag. Fast way to start. Great stuff. Death Valley Driver on the ring apron by Janela. Again, the ring apron's the hardest part of the ring, guys. Please, if you take a bump on there, you take that wrong, that could injure you. Like that. And it was good stuff. But this was kind of a weird to me. Because Sean Spears had heat with MJF, his teammate and Cody's friend. And we all know what happened to Cody Rhodes last show, where Spears smacked him with that chair shot. So I was amazed that they actually got the victory in this match. But yeah, I mean, some cool moves in this match. A cool suplex drop by Jimmy Havoc. Death Valley Driver on the apron by Janela. Well, I can't believe he's still even competing. I would imagine he would. I thought he'd have been injured after the match he had with Moxley, but anyway. And Spears gets the victory, going over with an important victory and going into his match with All Out, going into All Out. I would imagine it'll be him and Cody at All Out. I would imagine. Something's going to go down with him and Cody Rhodes at All Out. We will see, but yeah, that match got a great seed. But that was a good match to kick off. It was a good 6-man tag to kick off. A match that got a D+. I actually was looking forward to this match. According to this website, CBSSports.com, this match got... I'm reading this because I've watched the show, but I'm reading it because I didn't take the notes and everything like that because I couldn't be pissed to do that, and I just watched the show and everything, so I'm going from the notes on here, even though the match, I'm trying to remember the matches and everything like that. But this match was a little disappointing, Brandy Rhodes and Ali, because I thought it was going to be a good solid one-on-one match between the two. But then Brandy brought out Awesome Kong. Yeah. And Awesome Kong, I think Ali had Brandy won a few times, and Awesome Kong stuck her nose in where it didn't belong. And then Brandy managed to get the victory. And then after the match, Ajia Kong's music hit, and then it was a face-off between the two Kongs. Ajia Kong's music hit, and there was a face-off between the two Kongs. I apologise for my horrible pronunciation on names, okay, guys? So bear with me. And then Brandy and the ref split them up and everything. So maybe we'll see them at All Out. Who knows? Dark Order defeated Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus via pinfall, and Jack Evans and Angelico as well in a triple threat tag team match, which was great. Fast-paced stuff. I mean, Jack Evans is sick. I think he's an underrated indie wrestler, to be honest with you. We should be getting more stuff. And the winner of this match would get a bye in the tournament, because apparently at All Out they're going to do a tournament to crown new World Tag Team Champions, it seems, at All Out. So Dark Order get a bye. So they, at the moment right now, we don't know who's in the tournament. At least I don't know who's in the tournament. But there's going to be Dark Order have definitely got the advantage in that tournament with that bye. And yes, this was a B-, this grade as well. So this was a really, really good tag team match. Good, solid tag team match. Fast-paced and stuff like that. Hangman Page defeated Kip Sabian, which was predictable. I mean, could you honestly allow Kip Sabian to go over a guy who's got probably the biggest match of his career, August 31st, against Chris Jericho, for the World Championship, to crown the very first AEW World Champion? And he's probably going to become AEW World Champion. You know, he hit the dead eye on him and got to 1, 2, 3. Good solid match. Saban brought it to Page, but we all knew Hangman Page was going to win this match. It wouldn't have made sense at all for Hangman Page to lose this match at all. But after the match, it went dark, and Page was attacked by a masked wrestler, and everybody thought this masked wrestler was, I don't know, somebody random. That was until he hit the code breaker. And then you knew it was Chris Jericho there and then. In his masked wrestler routine of getting one over on his opponent, hits the code breaker and busts open Hangman Page and gets gets a little bit of an advantage. And this got to be minus this match. And like I say, it was a good match, but it was predictable. You obviously knew, and credit to Saban, like I say, for bringing it, but you obviously knew Hangman Page was going to go over. You obviously knew that was going to happen. Lucha Brothers defeated Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, STU. They got a B, but I would have probably allowed Kasabian and Scorpio to go over in this match, if I'm being honest with you. Kazarian and... Can I say Kasabian? What the fuck? Kazarian and Scorpio to go over in this match, in my opinion, but hey. Daniels did get involved in the match. It was a good tag team match. Good stuff, back and forth, but don't be surprised if you see these two again. SCU played their roles well in the match and did just enough to help the Lucha Brothers look impressive in the victory. I would have said the SCU should have went over, in my opinion. But hey, like I say, because they were out to prove that they were one of the best tag teams up there in the best tag teams. But yeah, they climbed the ladder and took the microphone, and Pentagon saying that they are the best tag team on the planet before challenging the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out, probably for the AAA tag team title. So we might see a ladder match for the AAA tag belts between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. So a rematch from, what was it? Double or Nothing, I believe. Double or Nothing match. But this time it's going to be in a ladder match, which I don't have a problem with. Because if it's anything like their previous matches, we're in for a treat. And a match that got grade A, and rightly so. Because it was the match of the night. Back and forth stuff. Just good stuff. Good to watch. And if you haven't seen it, guys, you need to go and see it. Kenny Omega defeated Sima. Just beautiful match all the way around. Indescribable, some of the stuff in this match, man. It was a well-paced, back-and-forth match. A good warm-up for Kenny Omega, because Kenny at All Out is going to be facing Jon Moxley. Just beautiful. I can't sit here and describe what went on in the match. Guys, if you haven't seen it, or if you're not an AEW fan, or if you haven't seen AEW and you want to see that match, everybody's talking about this match, even this website that I'm on here, Grade A and everything. Go and watch it. Just go and watch it and enjoy. And you'll understand how tremendous it is. Kenny Omega eventually got the victory with the one-winged angel, and it was, like I say, guys, just go and watch the match. I don't need to describe how good it was. You can go watch it for yourselves, because it was superb. Jericho comes back out live on the mic. He was joking around, antagonizing the crowd, and then Hangman comes out and tries to get a little bit of revenge. All build up to their match next month, August 31st, for the World Championship, the AEW World Title, so should be good. Young Bucks also defeated Cody and Dustin, which you knew. You knew it was going to be, because Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world, in my opinion, and they had the experience advantage. And they hit... the Bucks nailed Cody with the Meltzer driver to get the victory. It got a little competitive, a little heated, but everything calmed down after the match. Great tag team match all around. Great main event for the show. And I'm not going to say which one's better, ladies and gentlemen, because that's not me. Like I say, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a proud wrestling fan, and that's the way it is with me. But, yeah, both good shows. Good shows all around, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as well. You're probably wondering why I've got this look on my face. Well, all I'm going to say is this. I've watched Extreme Rules. I'm about to do the review right now, as you can see. Told you this was going to be an orthodox episode of the podcast. All I'm saying is this. Let the backlash begin. Because the backlash is underway. I don't believe this. Anyway, we'll start off with the pre-show. First of all, Drew Gulak, after competing the previous night at Evolve in that grueling match with Matt Riddle, defeats and retains his Cruiserweight title against Tony Nese. But I want to know who the douchebag is on WWE that books these matches, that sets these matches up. Because I said this on Twitter. Really, WWE? You put Balor and Nakamura on the pre-show for the Intercontinental Championship. A match that Nakamura won, by the way. You mean to tell me? That's not a worthy match? You couldn't have had the handicap match for the SmackDown Women's title on the pre-show. A potential match that could have stole the show and you have on the damn pre-show. And more importantly than that, Nakamura wins. That I don't have a problem with. My problem is, it's on the pre-show. I'd love to know who came up with that idea. Okay? Hopefully things now will change now Extreme Rules is over, because now we move in and usher in the era of Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman rather, executive directors coming through. More on Lesnar later. Anyway, I swear, hopefully things like that will not happen now that Heyman's in charge. But anyway, we kick off the pay-per-view with, which was surprising, Undertaker, Roman Reigns versus McIntyre and McMahon. It was just a standard tag team match with no rules. No countouts, no disqualifications, no rules. Just a standard tag team match. They should have made this a tornado tag match, to be honest with you, because it wouldn't have made any difference. I understand for the mixed tag match. I understand that for the mixed tag match, because, well, the mixed tag match, it was a mixed tag match, wasn't it? And the women could fight the women and the men could fight the men. This, it'd have been best off just being a tornado tag match. But Undertaker looked good in this match, man. Undertaker looked good in the match. I gotta admit, for somebody who's trying to slow things down now, at least we thought. But, yeah, he looked good in the match. I like his new attire as well, that new tank top attire. Well better. He looked well better in it. Elias came out and hit Taker with the guitar, trying to get involved, trying to give him the advantage, 3-on-2 advantage. Shane went coast to coast on Undertaker, diving elbow through Taker through the announce table. They did everything they could. Shane goes for the pin on the Undertaker after the coast to coast. And Undertaker just sits up and literally Shane just crapped his pants. He's like, no shit. And then Taker's like, and then Shane gets choke slammed. Undertaker's in full control. You could see from behind McIntyre's going to hit him with the Claymore, and as he's going to do it, he gets speared, and then Taker hits the tombstone and gets the victory. It was tremendous. Good match. I want to see Drew McIntyre versus versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam. Please. Okay, we may see still the Baron Corbin thing. That's what I've been told. But please, I'd like to see Drew McIntyre versus Undertaker. And if they're going to do it at Mania, like I said before, Drew McIntyre, Undertaker, SummerSlam. Undertaker goes over. And then going all the way to WrestleMania, have McIntyre go over at Mania. I think it would have meant more for McIntyre at Mania than SummerSlam. That's my opinion. A great tag team match for the Raw Tag Team titles involving the Revival and the Usos. Just a standard great tag match, basically, between two of the best teams on the Raw Tag Team division. Just great tag team wrestling 101, basically. And a blind tag allows the champions to hit Shadow Machine to win the title, to retain the titles, which was tremendous. Great tag match. Got nothing more to say about that. Just a standard, good old-fashioned tag team match with two of the best teams in the Raw Tag division. And I use that term loosely, because there's hardly no tag team divisions in the WWE, unless you're watching NXT. So, yeah. Aleister Black, Cesaro. Great match. Good old-fashioned wrestling match. Just a one-on-one contest. That's all it was. And the highlight of the match for me is when Black jumped up. he had his two knees on top of Cesaro's shoulders, looking to drive him down, but Cesaro catches him in midair, and then takes him and then pops him up and then just hits him with the uppercut, which was fucking phenomenal. Cesaro is a freak of nature. He really is. And he is freakishly strong. We all talked about seeing him before being freakishly strong. Cesaro's off the fucking chain. He really is. How powerful that dude is and what he can do. He's... Wow. Please push him, Paul Heyman or Bischoff, whoever's in charge. Give him an Intercontinental Championship run or something, or even push him for the WWE title, because I think he can bring some best out of the champion. And hell, push him for the WWE title and have him face Kofi. I won't mind saying that. Anyway, handicap match. Yeah, it was okay. I would have put this on the pre-show, to be honest with you. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. And yes, Bliss suffering from an illness or an injury or whatever the heck it was. But Bayley pinned Cross to retain the title. There wasn't much cop in this match, to be honest with you. It was kind of a whatever match. It was just something to cover Bliss's backside, basically, because, well, she couldn't hardly do much in the match, basically, and the WWE did not want to risk her. Last man standing match. Not much of weapons in this match, but this was just a flat-out fight. It really was an absolute flat-out brawl between two men. Spear through the barricade by, I believe it was Lashley through Strowman. Not much weapons used in the match. Both men fought backstage, fought tooth and nail. Lashley pushed Strowman over the announce table, put the announce table on top of him, expected him to get the victory, didn't do it. And then Strowman goes into the crowd. Lashley jumps on, looks to leapfrog, and then dive on Strowman, dives into Strowman. Strowman catches him and just literally launches Lashley right into the international announce table. It was fucking funny as fuck. Just launched him like if he was launching somebody out of a fucking club. If he was a bouncer, just launched someone right out of the club. Right into the post suds at the international announce table. I don't know what announce table it was, because when it comes to the international announce table, they have a lot of announce tables. So it was just fucking great. And then they managed to fight all the way up to the crowd. And there was like a platform on the crowd area. They managed to fight there, and Strowman just power slams and does his finishing move, the power slam, off there through two tables to the concrete floor down below. The referee's counting. What the heck's he counting for? I don't know, but he's counting them both out. And the next minute, there's like this wall there right in front of the referee, and then Strowman just bombs his fams out and comes out like a true monster. It was fucking incredible. So hopefully Heyman is now pushing that guy, and he deserves it. He deserves it. They pushed him before, and they've ended up, he pushed him to the Universal title, and then they put him back down again. They pushed him, and then put him back down again. Hopefully Heyman now will push him, and then boom, 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 and then hopefully it'll continue the push, basically, and not bring him back down to earth again. Triple threat tag team. I don't understand these triple threat tag team matches. Tag team matches 2-on-2, one man in at the same time. Okay, fine. Triple threat, you should have 3 men in, one man from each team in at the same time. Why don't they do that? They used to do that before, back in the day. I was watching Deadly Game the other day, Survivor Series Deadly Game. They had that in the triple threat tag team match for the tag belts before, featuring the Outlaws, and I believe it was Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown as well. Why can't they do that now? But instead they have 2 men in, and then the third team, both members of the team, it's stupid. Have all 3 members, one from each team, in at the same time. That's a triple threat tag team match, for fuck's sake. Standard bit. Oh. I mean, Big E proved that he was a monster in this match, to be honest with you. I mean, the best part was towards the end. I mean, it was a good triple threat match, but the best part was towards the end, because Brian was throwing the kicks at Big E and it just pissed him off. it just pissed Big E off. And then next minute, Brian goes to do that backflip that he does when he runs up the top and does the backflip. He went to do the backflip. Big E catches him in midair, and then they hit the midnight hour on Brian, and then New Day, the World Tag Team Champions again. It was just great, really great. Heyman comes out and interrupts the New Day promo and runs his mouth about Lesnar and claims that Lesnar's going to cash in. More on that in a minute. United States title match was disappointing, in my opinion. Great match, but it was the ending. Styles Clash from the second rope gets Styles the win, and he's now the United States champion. Gallows and Anderson got involved. That didn't need to happen for me. I understand why it happened, because, you know, it was what it was. I don't know where they're going with this club thing, but hopefully they'll allow club to be dominant at some point. I didn't like that ending to that match, to be honest with you. Hopefully these two will have a rematch, and hopefully this will all build to Ricochet win the belt back, probably at SummerSlam August 11th. But nah, I didn't like that ending. It was a little disappointing for me. Good match up until that point, and then it was from there for me. Owens and Ziggler did not last 5 minutes, because the match started, and then they start talking trash. Ziggler slaps Owens right in the face, and then turns around. Owens stuns him and gets the victory. That simple, really. And then Kofi Kingston versus Joe for the WWE title. Joe looking to outsmart Kingston, and it doesn't happen, and Kofi hits him with a drop kick, which almost took his head off. Joe was dominant in the match, but one mistake from Joe cost him, and then Joe runs right into trouble in paradise, and Kofi gets the victory. And all the New Day members are now in control of SmackDown. The only thing they don't have on SmackDown is the women's title. Kofi has the WWE title. Big E and Xavier Woods have the SmackDown tag team titles. So I guess you could say SmackDown is now the New Day show. And then the winner takes all match. It was alright. The highlight was towards the end. Weapons were used during the match, but the highlight was towards the end for me, because Corbin hitting Becky Lynch with End of Days, which ultimately pissed off, and I'm not kidding you, pissed off Rollins. Rollins came in, hits him with the cane, beats the crap out of him with the cane, beats the crap out of Corbin with the cane, and then beats the crap out of him with a chair, hits him with 3 stomps, and then they get the victory, and Rollins retains along with Becky Lynch. Didn't last long for Rollins, though. Lesnar cashed in this Money in the Bank. Yeah. Hitting suplex. After he came down, hit a suplex. I think it was about 2 suplexes, maybe 1, I don't know. Suplex on Rollins. And then hits the F5. And Lesnar is now your Universal Champion for a 3rd time. Brock Lesnar, 3-time Universal Champion. And I ultimately said this: let the backlash begin. This is why people are jumping ship to AEW and not giving 2 flying fucks about the WWE anymore. Because it's all back to square one again. Lesnar is your WWE Universal Champion. Again. Just when you thought it was over, and you all thought he was going to go to SmackDown and compete for the WWE title, maybe WWE Champion, we're back to square one again. Lesnar is the Universal Champion. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not. Do I care? No, I don't care anymore. I've gone beyond the point of caring. But like I say, guys, let the backlash begin. Because the fans who will not and do not like this one bit. I can only imagine. I haven't checked Twitter yet as I'm doing this, but I can only imagine what's going to take place. And it ain't going to be positive. Let the hating begin. and let the backlash begin. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar is your Universal Champion. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, wherever you may be. Whether you're watching this on Facebook or my YouTube channel as well. I'll never know, maybe listen to an audio as well down the road. Thank you so much for checking this out. Hope you guys enjoyed the wrestling over the weekend. Evolve, AEW, and Extreme Rules, and even the New Japan one as well. Apparently, John Moxley had some success in New Japan as well, in a tag team match of all things. But they got the victory. He was on the winning team, so that's good to hear as well. But with that being said, guys, I will be back next week with more on the Wrestling Matters podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, or whatever it is you may be doing. And I'll see you next time. Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion. Let the backlash begin. I hope you're ready for it, WWE. See you next time.